Thought I'd do some offline recording today, just kind of get a feel for doing some Hearthstone gameplay offline. Um, Thought I'd start by doing an arena. This last deck did pretty poorly. It went 3-3. Did not come together very well. We have our choice between Jaina and Valera here. Both are obviously insane. Probably best class in the arena. I kind of like Paladin these days too. But I guess we're gonna go with Jaina.
Magic will prevail.
So our first pick looks pretty garbage. Midnight Drake is the best of the bunch. Vaporize could have some secret synergies. We're not really gonna get very many dragon synergies in Mage, but I think of these three, this is gonna be our best pick. Yeah, again, we're not looking too hot here. Molten Reflection's great if you're already winning. Humongous Razor Leaf requires a lot of cards that add synergy, so we're gonna go with Backroom Bouncer, which is another 4-mana play. None of these cards are real standouts for me. Windfury Harpy's always been really medium. Amgam Rager, pretty terrible. Bilefin Tidehunter, got to be the best of this bunch. All right, so our draft is going horrifically so far. Spiteful Smith is great. Voodoo Doctor is, medium to bad. Ice Barrier, medium to bad. A lot of the arena is just about getting ahead on board. Ice Barrier doesn't really add to that and is a dead draw because it doesn't actually impact your opponent's board. It doesn't advance your own board position. So I'm actually going to take the Spiteful Smith just because it's best stats, and it's unfortunate we won't get to use the Enrage very often. Now this card is just busted. Firelands Portal, this is not a real Hearthstone card. This is like a straight up removal spell plus minion for 5 mana or for 7 mana, which is, as much as you can ask for, pretty much no drawback. Alright, we're faced with some interesting choices. Mad Bomber's insane. We do already have a Murloc, so Rockpool Hunter gets a consideration. Mad Bomber combines so well with our hero power, though, that maybe the choice here is to take Mad Bomber. But I think for synergy purposes, and because we already have one Murloc, even though I don't really want to play it, maybe we can get some extra value out of it by taking this Rockpool Hunter. Plus the 2-3 stats are so good in this format. So we currently have no elementals, although this one is very good and definitely worth the payoff. Auctioneer is, a great constructed card, but really hard to build around in the arena without a bunch of spells. Blizzard is just all around great, so we're going to take Blizzard over Servant of Kalamos. Alright, we have 4 mana 2-3, 6 mana 8-2, or Flame Geyser. Flame Geyser is a sweet spell. A little bit of card advantage, a little bit of removal. Sabertooth Stalker is a lot better in decks that are aggressively slanted. It can just act as a 6 mana removal spell with Suspend 1. You don't get to use it to kill anything till the next turn, with the downside of occasionally getting killed before it gets the chance to do that. Infestatorian is a good card, but we already do have 2 4-mana plays, and I want to stay a little bit lower to the ground if I can, at least early on in this draft. Alright. So after some technical difficulties with Hearthstone, for some reason Hearthstone crashed. Not exactly sure what happened, but anyway, we're going to start the recording back up. We did end up taking the Earthen Ring Farseer over the Goat Napper, and now we're faced with a pretty interesting choice here. Babbling Book can randomly be awesome or terrible. Stonehill Defender, kind of along the same lines. Its body's not very impressive, and whatever you get off of it might be great or might be terrible. Galaka Crawler, though, is pretty much always good as a 2-mana 2-3, and it does a great job of stymieing really aggressive draws from the opponent. I almost want to take this Stonehill Defender, though. I mean, first of all, it's golden. But second of all, it does create some card advantage in a deck that's looking like it may want some of that, and it does slow down the game a little bit. So we're going to take the Stonehill Defender. Hard to pass up removal. Ultrasaur has got a cool name, but sucks. Thralmar Farseer is not a real card, so we're going to take the Crossbolt. Wow, look at this removal. Yeah, so this isn't really a choice. Manic Soulcaster has pretty good stats. This isn't a card, really, but Meteor is premium removal, and you pretty much don't pass up on that. Again, we're faced with more removal or another card advantage card. Man, Cabal Chemist is so good, though. But Polymorph is also awesome. Yep, can't pass up on good removal. Alright, Alarmabot, not a card. Buccaneer, not a card in Mage. So we're going to go ahead and take the Kodo. Kodo is also awesome anyway. Generates a card advantage. Stats aren't great, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see. So Ironfur Grizzly, stats-wise, is worse than Toxic Sewer Ooze. Generally in the arena, your opponent's going to be clearing your minions anyway, so having taunt on a small body is not a big deal because they're likely going to do what they were going to do anyway and just kill it. Sewer Ooze does have a relevant amount of text on it, and its stats are better than its cost would suggest, so we're going to go ahead and take the Sewer Ooze. Again, we're going to ignore this Buccaneer. Let's see how many elementals we have in our deck right now. We have Flame Geyser, which creates an elemental. That may be it. Alright, so we do have exactly one way to currently make an elemental. This virtually gives us another elemental, while Galaka Crawler is a pretty good body. Right now we have 2 early plays, so I'm leaning towards the Galaka Crawler because we already have some 4-drops. And I would rather have an early start. I don't know though, Steam Surger seems pretty good. Alright, let's hope to pick up a few more early game guys. We'll take the Steam Surger. Alright, Ravesaur Runts, pretty medium. Kooky Chemist, pretty medium. Raging Worgen, insane. If you've ever gotten to put this into play and get to Wind Fury, this card is just busted. At like minimum a removal spell plus possibly a second removal spell or lots of damage. Can't look at this card, can't really look at this card. And Master, not even awesome because we don't have a way to heal it in our deck. But probably better than either of these cards because we're not really copying anything that we care about in the early game, and in the late game we don't even have anything to copy. So we're going to go ahead and take this Imp Master. Not super happy about that pick either. Another Polymorph or a Murloc. So we already have a couple of Murlocs. There's only one card that is really a payoff for having Murlocs. So although it does benefit from having more Murlocs in your deck, like this card's, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and take this removal spell. Alright, so here's some real cards. Eater of Secrets is a pretty great card. There's usually at least a few secrets running around and most of the decks that can support them. But Volcanosaur, man, this card is unreal. We're going to go ahead and snap this one off. Alright, again, we're faced with some decisions that I'm not too happy that I have to make. Young Dragonhawk is not a real card. Wind Fury Harpy is not a great card at all. Arcane Explosion does have some synergy with our hero power to help clear some early minions. Could potentially clear some larger minions later in the game. We have Polymorphs to combo with it. Plus, it's another gold card. I mean, I guess it has that going for it. We don't have a lot of bodies right now, but we're still, you know, we still have relatively quite a few picks left to go. So I'm gonna. I hate that idea of even putting this in my deck. All right, we're gonna take a Wind Fury Harpy just so that we have another large body. This could have been a card, but let's go ahead and add some more meat to our deck. All right, Corrupted Seer. This is not a bad card, especially in the arena. It acts as a sweeper and can do some pretty sweet tricks when you have a Murloc or 2 in play. I'll happily take this one over this card that might at some point do something, and this other card that we can't trigger without pinging 3 times with our hero power set. Wow. Yeah. So Backroom Bouncer, not awesome. Just Mana Wraith, not looking horrific in our deck. given the fact that we have very few expensive cards to cast, and our early game isn't exactly ultra aggressive. So, I mean, it's a consideration. Pint-sized Summoner could be awesome. Like, we could play it on 2 and follow it up with a Midnight Drake on 3, which that sounds amazing. Backroom Bouncer on 3, Steam Surger on 3, not the best, but still something. Alright, we'll go with Pint-sized Summoner. Violet, Illusionist, Arcane Intellect, Shimmering Tempest. Alright, so of these, Arcane Intellect is probably the best card. We do have quite a few 3s and very few 2s, though. Shimmering Tempest is at least a body that gives you back a card, since it trades with almost all hero powers. It's also an elemental, so that combos with our Steam Surger. I think I'm going to go with the Shimmering Tempest. Really wish it was a 3-1 rather than a 2-1, though. Alright, so we have Elven Archer, Priestess of Elune, or Frostbolt. Can't really pass up Frostbolt. Card is great, removal's great, and yeah. Start off. Not really looking for more 5-mana 4/6s or 1-mana 1/1s, so Flame Geyser. Our deck is packed with awesome removal. Here's a big body that we can get behind. Giant Mastodon. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Definitely better than Eldritch Horror, which is just kind of a worse version of Giant Mastodon. 6 power, 10 toughness is great, so we'll go with that one. Alright. Wow. Check this out. So we have Fight Promoter, which can trigger off of Volcanosaur, Giant Mastodon, and that is it, I believe. Oh, we have Spiteful Smith too. So that would be a sweet curve of Spiteful Smith into Fight Promoter if they're not looking to trade into our Spiteful Smith. But Kabbalist Tome is some juicy card advantage. Our deck's curve is pretty high right now. We could take the Emerald Hive Queen. It does give us a play that kind of stymies early aggression, can trade off with, possibly 2 different threats. Our curve is kind of high, but man, Kabbalist Tome. We do have a lot of early removal. I think we are going to take the Kabbalist Tome because looks like we're going to be able to make it to the late game. So let's take advantage of some card advantage. Cabal Chemist is a card I'm really happy to see. Let's see, our 2-drop slot is starting to look a lot better than it was. So we might not need the Friendly Bartender, although I do like that card a lot. Stormwatcher, also great, but again, our curve is already pretty high. A lot of good late game plays right now. Yeah, I think I want Cabal Chemist. We'll do that. And what do we want here? So none of these cards are ultra appealing. 9 cost 9/9. Not a huge fan of. Faceless Manipulator would be super cool if I already had a Blood of the Ancient one, but I don't, and it doesn't really copy much of anything that matters. So we're gonna just go with the guy with the super medium stats, 6 cost 6/6. Probably never has charge, but all right. Let's jump into an arena game and see how these games go. Our deck seems all right. I mean, we have a lot of removal. We've got some bodies. We've got some card advantage. I could see us doing, medium. No crazy awesome cards, but I think overall our deck is at least a 6 or so, scale of 1 to 10. Hopefully we can convert this into a few wins. I am using Hearthstone Deck Tracker, which is an awesome tool if you
It is on.
want to remember what you have in your draft decks. Obviously, there's a whole deck list here that shows you which cards are currently in your deck, and it even shows you which cards you have left in your deck after you draw them. So usually in the arena, you want to stay pretty low to the ground, at least in the early turns, because you don't want to get run over before your late game cards can take over. Our deck has a great late game, so let's just try and find some early plays, and we did that. Rockpool Hunter and Worgen make for some great plays. Also, this Imp Master combos pretty nicely with Backroom Bouncer, so I'm okay with that being a thing as well. Since if we play Rockpool Hunter on 1, we can get on the board, or we can wait till turn 2. Problem is, this is 2-drop plus hero power trades with Worgen, so we're going to go ahead and get this. Kind of tough to hold on to this, to wait for another Murloc to combo it with, especially when we only have one, but also because in the arena you really just want to get on the board as quickly as possible and prevent your opponent from developing their position. So we have some options on turn 3. Imp Master or Backroom Bouncer's interesting. I really like attacking into his guy here and hero powering, because it kind of pigeonholes my opponent into hero powering my guy, which allows me to just play my 3-drop. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So then we get to maintain our board advantage. We get to stay ahead. He's going to hopefully ping here, and we'll just get to play our 3 into an empty board, which is like A+. That's exactly where we want to be. The question is whether or not we want to... Alright, that's... I'm happy with that as well. So we can actually go ahead and play this guy, tap face. He made our decision for us. We don't want to just give up our imp to this giant wasp. Plus, if he attacks here, we can play a 4-drop and trade this imp in to kill the wasp. Happy with that. We'll get a 5/4 and we clear his minion. So we're going to keep on pushing our board advantage here. Next turn we do have Frostbolt plus Worgen or Cabal's Tome. More than likely we're just going to Worgen plus removal spell for his guy to stay ahead on board. Obviously Flame Strike is a consideration for cards that can punish us for committing to the board, but we have a lot of good late game spells in our hand already. Premium removal, card advantage, removal plus a guy. So let's go ahead and keep pushing our opponent down that deep end where he's having to play off his back foot. The Mage decks always seem to be the best. They always get to play like what seems to be the best removal. So how do we want to play against this guy? So I'm still kind of leaning towards Frostbolt plus Worgen. Like Frostbolt plus Worgen means that next turn we can Meteor and possibly kill the Nesting Rock plus another guy, which would be great. And we get to attack with both of these things. So, I mean, Cabal's Tome isn't really an option here because we just lose our bouncer, and the Kodo doesn't do anything either. So we're gonna do that. So let's make some plays. So this is John Yearout. He's the AGM at CM Games where I work. Our opponent is giving us a juicy play here by allowing us to Meteor his Bomb Squad and the Nesting Rock. And we get to untap into 7 mana, win the game card. So yeah, we're in for that. That's sweet value. Bomb Squad doing work on our opponent there, and the Frostbolt ended up being amazing. Gave us an extra turn to push our opponent further down that deep end. We still have Stampeding Kodo. I guess there was an option to Kodo his. This is not. So we are going to have to make some moves here, which means our 3 mana common, is going to get to kill both this taunt and his legendary, which feels bad, man. I feel for this guy because that's really awful. Let's see. I kind of want to give this stealth because I'm worried about a polymorph or something of that sort. We're gonna do that, and +1/+1. All right. They'll have to make that good every single time, I just realized that I had the sound on for the game the whole time, so I apologize for that. The sound was probably awful up until this point. We are looking pretty good to get to burnout range for our opponent. So if we put them at 9 this turn, we can put them at 4 with Firelance Portal, and then proceed to kill them.
Shield for Argus.
Yep. Okay, so he's making our choices for us here. We're gonna Firelance Portal this guy. That's not awesome. Our opponent's at 9 now, so he's going to have to put up another taunt this turn, or things are going to go south pretty quick for him. Not really sure that we're going to be able to burn him out with just his Frostbolt, but Cabal's Tome may bring us the needed burn spells we need to just kill him without ever attacking his face again. We also have the long game plan of just pinging his face over and over again. Alright, so we have Cabal's Tome plus... Yeah, those were not the cards we wanted. Definitely not what we wanted to be doing there. Options. Alright, I think we are going to play this guy, play this thing, and hopefully set up so that we can clear the Primordial Drake and then attack face and then kill with Frostbolt. Attack, ping, Frostbolt, 6 damage to the face. Keeps getting worse and worse. We do have Flame Strike. Alright, so let's hope for just blanks here. So we could...
An incredible discovery!
No secret? Okay, no secret. So let's see, what is the most efficient way to remove this? 7, 9, 4. Let's see. Guess we can put our opponent to 1 this turn because we attack, Flame Strike, 7 him, ping, or we just kill our opponent. I guess this is better. Seems good. Alright. So that we kind of got to do what we do in Constructed, which is just push our opponent into positions where they're just trying to stay alive, and we get to make all the plays where they're easy decisions. Our opponent is forced into trying to kill our minions while we're getting to kill his face. And all of our removal spells back up our minions to make sure that they aren't really a threat. That all worked out. Frostbolt's such an insane card. It's great for tempo, great for removal. So good with the hero power because realistically you can set up 5 damage. You know, Frostbolt ping, next turn ping, before the minion gets to attack again. Can get awkward against, you know, heal, so Priest can make it look worse. But so, of these cards, wow. So I'm going to keep this 4-drop, although I'd usually mulligan a 4-drop in my opener. I am not going to keep the Polymorph because I would rather use that on a more expensive minion than his first 4 or 5 turns plays. But the fact that we have Flame Geyser into Earth Ring Farseer into Steam Surger looks like a great curve, especially because this could potentially rebuy us the Flame Geyser. So that is some synergy for us right there. Leather-clad dude Mabob, Hog Leader. That is not as good as Hogger. Uh-oh. What is our opponent doing? Wow. I am so sorry, my friend. What are you doing? So he traded his Innervate plus Guy for my coin. The plays. I guess he could have been, like, hoping... I don't know. Surely there was a better option there. Alright, we're going to play Pint-Sized Summoner, and maybe we do get to deploy Midnight Drake next turn, which would be awesome. Just a giant Drake early, 5-power Drake, 6-power Drake? 6-power Drake, that'd be sick. Our opponent obviously has some more, just no attack. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Not a clue. 3 mana, 6/4 seems medium. I don't know about you guys, but I'm okay with that. It is early in the arena, so maybe my opponent is just, and it's still early in general. It's 9:45 in the morning here, so maybe it's
I must safeguard the land.
Super late wherever this guy is. Yep, my opponent got me. Let's see, we can set up this Steam Surger. Yeah, I like that. This pint-sized summoner is being real good right now. So we're going to happily keep this guy alive. I am honestly very impressed, and we might get the chance to Leatherclad Hog Leader if our opponent, draws a few cards. Elder Longneck. I don't know. Maybe this card's good. Seems like your mulligans would be super awkward though. You're like pigeonholed into keeping an expensive spell along with the 3-drop. So sure. Please don't attack again. Just use it as an armor. Or that one. I'm okay with that. Alright, so we get some awesome value. Let's do this. Dang. We get to clear some garbage out of the way. This game is going well. Look how many cards we have. Look at our board. Our opponent's behind. Doing exactly what we want to do pretty much every game. Control the board, get on the board, and generate some cards along the way. So, I'm happy with this. Our opponent did not pick cards that are good against Mage Hero Power. That is for sure. That is for sure. Alright. What do we want to do to remove this 5/5? We could... Suppose we could cash in... Our... we know he has a 5-power minion in his hand, so we know something bigger is coming. We do have Firelands Portal to help clear that. Guess we'll go ahead and get some pumps on this thing. And no reason to do anything but hero power this off. Stay strong. Not looking too bad here, boys. Looks like we should be able to take this one down pretty easily, but I've lost games that I've seemed to be farther ahead than this.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay. Look at all these flame geysers. Can't even hold all of them. So swipe could be awkward, but he hasn't had it so far. Pretty sure he would have swiped there and hero power to kill this, although he has no idea what hero power does apparently.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead. That probably could not have gone better. I'll be honest, I kind of wish that this had been a later turn in the game, or a later match in the arena run, because you don't get a better, like, that's pretty... Because now it's looking like our opponent's on dead. This pint-sized summoner, the fact that it's lived since turn 2, that's unreal. I think my opponent has had the opportunity to kill this now between hero power and not attacking twice now. Or, no, he attacked, but he attacked this guy rather than trying to chase this thing down. And this has pushed me so far ahead. My opponent's just dead.
Well played.
Well played.
Seems good, man. We're going to go ahead and play some cards, to generate maximum points, because you get more points for the more spells you play, right? This seems quite awesome.
To get ready.
Alright.
Coming through.
Well played. Alright, so deck seems good so far. 2-0. Nothing really too difficult. Of course, our opponents have not played the best so far, so I'm sure this is going to get more difficult as we climb the ranks of the arena. I have noticed that once you get up to the 3-0 or 4-0 brackets, it's generally other people that are playing pretty tight. The arena does punish mistakes pretty hard, especially doing things like missing a hero power or not clearing when you should have cleared. And I found that almost every time it's correct to clear your opponent's board rather than try and put some face damage on them.
Jaina versus
Here's another
Jaina.
mage.
You asked for it.
Let's see, our cards are not spectacular here. Stonehill Defender might be good in this matchup because I'm fairly sure that our opponent is probably going to have some aggressive cards. Kodo and Corrupted Seer are a little slower than we want here, though. More often than not, the Mage decks do a pretty good job of getting into the late game, so Stonehill Defender could provide a lot of the value that we need in order to get there. Yeah, really wish we had something else other than this leather-clad Hog Leader in our deck. Also wish I had a play there that was not just hero power, because it feels bad. He's also got coins, so you can play a 3-drop this turn. Don't do it. Oh, okay. Just playing a spell. Granted, a very good spell, but I'm actually okay with the way this game has developed so far. It could have gone a lot worse than this. Stonehill Defender over Faceless Shambler. I don't think that's a very hard choice. I'm also pretty happy because our opponent is not playing a ton of cards, and Leather-clad Hog Leader could have the opportunity to actually have charge this game, which would be great. Let's see, do we want to Frostbolt this thing? I kind of feel like we do. Frostbolting the Illusionist means that we don't get to play anything else, but it also means that we get to have Stonehill Defender with zero power next turn.
I'm gonna get ready, and then can we go do that stuff? Is there any hope about it? I have to get food shot.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Ash to ash.
I like this card a lot, Igneous Elemental. The card's great. Ooh, Pint-Sized Summoner. I'm a fan. I'm gonna continue Stonehill Defending. What do we want? So now that our Hogger is definitely looking like it's going to get to attack the first turn it comes into play, which should be really good for our next turn. Stegodon is pretty medium. Faceless Shambler is looking better and better. So I'm gonna go ahead and snap this one off. Ping here and shoot face. I had the option to play Pint-Sized Summoner next turn, or that turn, but it doesn't really do anything to impact our play for next turn. I'm fairly certain that we're going to be playing Hog Leader and clearing a minion my opponent plays, or my opponent has a 5-mana Flame Strike, which is quite good. I am perfectly okay with that transaction now, because my opponent traded Flame Strike for one card, essentially. The one card we got for free off of the Stonehill Defender and the original Stonehill Defender. So the question is, do we Hog Leader here into his face? Because we don't really have a much better play. Like, we could play this into Midnight Drake into Pint-Sized Summoner, but that doesn't do anything because he just trades off with the Pint-Sized Summoner. This then gets attacked into and pinged and then dies the next turn. This is probably the biggest problem for my opponent, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Put it on his face, I believe. Just clearing, yeah, I'm gonna put it on his face. The hope is we get a Faceless Shambler that is a 6/6. That would be really, really good. Next turn. We do have Blizzard for... Alright, there's a Fireball. I'll take my 3 damage here, happily. We have this plus Imp Master. Hopefully not another Flame Strike is lurking in my opponent's hand. So maybe we do this, and next turn we get to copy this with Faceless Shambler. Don't Flame Strike me. I think my opponent would not be thinking right now if he had a Flame Strike in hand. It is kind of weird that he Flame Striked my Stonehill Defenders. Kind of suggests that he does have another clear in hand. But at this point, we're kind of looking at trying to get our opponent dead. He's at 20. He hasn't really put anything on the board. No taunts yet. Meteor. Okay. Still not developing his board, and we still have the opportunity to copy this Volcanosaur now.
Let the dark in.
Yeah, still more base. Normally I would clear, but the fact that... Okay, we're going to Divine Shield, and hopefully we get Stealth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stealth here is better than Wind Fury. Our opponent thought pretty long and hard about using that Meteor there, probably because he got so little value out of it. Just basically traded 1 for 1 because I will also get another body out of my Imp Master when it dies. If he's holding a Polymorph, I'd really like to get the damage out of my Volcanosaur. So, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
Is that or not?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Give me a quest.
Questing. What is my opponent doing?
Get them, boys.
Ooh. Alright, so this Blizzard is going to be like MVP here. MVP Blizzard. I don't think we want our opponent to untap. And clear everything. So at 12, we know that we have a Frostbolt left. We have 2 Flame Geysers. We have Firelance Portal. We have a lot of burn in our deck. We also have the Kabbalist Tome that could find us more burn. Okay. Alright, we're still getting to chase our opponent down here. This is exactly how we want these games to play out. Basically just pushing super far ahead every turn. Keeping our opponent's board as clear as possible. Putting a bunch of damage on the board and making them be reactive when they probably want to be proactive, especially in the arena. This looks like he's on a fishing expedition for something that'll keep him alive for a turn. He never coined this game, which is crazy. The Ocean Man never coined. No? Another Fireball? There's a coin. Polymorph. Okay, yeah, so we knew he had Polymorph, and that's why we stealthed this in the first place. Well, we didn't know, but we had a pretty good guess. So there's Meteor. We're going to keep putting minions on the board that are not easy for our opponent to answer. Still don't want to commit this Steam Surger to the board until we get some extra value out of the Flame Geyser, because that counts as an additional 2 damage. Shadow Visions. That's a pretty good one in Mage. The Glyph, he has 2 Primordial Glyph. It's not bad. And double Meteor. Alright, things are getting a little more dicey. It could be time to start committing to some face damage to make our opponent catch up to us. Opponent's on a 3-turn clock just with hero power. Our opponent's going to need to gain some life at some point. Oh, there's a Flame Geyser. Okay, so he's doing a lot of trading here. I don't think our opponent can deal 24 before we can deal 3. Flame Geyser off the top here would be fantastic. Please no Ice Block. And that's not awesome. Okay, we could clear his board with a Meteor, but that seems like low value. We could also just clear with this thing. The ping there is probably worth hitting the Mana Worm because Face plus Fire Blast was lethal, but my opponent had another Flame Geyser to deal with Corrupted Seer. So I'm still okay with our position. Lots of top decks to win us the game, like this Flame Geyser. And we got there. Again, just carrying out the same game plan, hopefully round after round, killing all our opponent's stuff, and just in general staying ahead on board. So, seems good. Make your opponent have the answer. They can't have it every single time. Although our opponent kind of did that game. But he also had to pay a lot of life in order to get to that position. So Arena's fun. I usually don't Arena as much as I want to because I'd like to spend more time on the ladder, but this month I haven't really played very much. I think I've only played, I think 4 or 5 days this month. I did hit rank 10 the first day of the season and then did not log back on until like the 10th or 11th.
I must protect.
So I did not push as far forward as I wanted to. Let's see, I'm not going to keep Steam Surger because although we are going first, we don't have the coin. We also don't have a way to trigger Steam Surger. We already have a couple of early plays, and I'd like something to really sew up turn 3 if we can. And there's Raging Worgen, so that looks good to me. Hopefully we can deploy Worgen, then Frostbolt something, and keep Worgen alive for 1 turn to get that extra value out of it.
Greetings.
Hello?
Again, we're going to play our 2-drop because having a 2-drop that trades into other 2-drops and usually lives is awesome. The fact that it also usually trades into a 3-drop plus hero power is great. Let's see what our opponent has for us.
I love omelets.
I
A natural mistake.
cannot be unhappy with this result. So we are going to hero power this
A natural
kill one of these
mistake.
off. Hopefully our opponent just spends his turn hero powering plus trading into this. I'd be very okay with that. Get a Worgen down. Maybe it's Wrath. That's best case scenario. Better than him using his hero power is him getting rid of his premium removal spells. So we're going to go ahead and get Worgen down. I guess there is a possibility we want a Toxic Sewer Ooze. There is no value in holding this against a Druid because they don't really have any weapons. But the fact that we can get Worgen down and potentially ping plus Toxic Sewer Ooze and get in 8 damage means that we can really push this game into the direction we want it to go, which is down our aggressive slant. So if he does not answer this turn, there's a real consideration for... Yeah, I don't know what people are doing with Elder Longneck in their deck. This card just doesn't seem good. I mean, I guess it's great against... it's not terrible against anything really but this deck. But, I mean, look at this. Just these kind of cards just punish him so hard. So we are, in fact, going to try and punish him. Huh. Although this 9-drop is super alluring, I don't know if the game is going to develop to a point that we're going to want that. Obviously, we don't want 2-drop 1/4. Or do we? 2-drop 1/4 can be played this turn. Stegodon is kind of a bridge play because next turn we can play it plus Frostbolt. I kind of like that because next turn we're either playing a Blizzard, possibly 2 3s.
I wonder.
Playing 2 3s isn't too bad. I don't think we want Sogoth though.
Time runs out on me.
I'm actually going to take Twilight Geomancer. Okay. We are going to play it in on his face. He's going to have to trade his 3-drop for either a free card or another 3-drop, which is fine. We can protect this Worgen and start getting in for 8 damage at a time, which is awesome. Just hope for no taunts.
Ash to ash.
Okay, alright, yep. Things are looking good here. Best case scenario is he just... Okay, I was going to say he just doesn't attack, but That was so much for sure. Yep, gonna continue doing this. We're not, getting to attack twice with this organ, but putting another body on the board is kind of the same thing. This is 3 damage over the course of each turn. That was, an extra 4 damage immediately. I guess 5 damage immediately.
Just act natural.
That was quite good. Alright, so this Frostbolt is not great here, but we're going to try and deal a bunch of damage really fast. So we're going to use this to just buy us a turn. We're going to ping here and play this, and we're going to deal 1,000,000 damage, and hopefully our opponent just never gets back in the game. We're really hoping he doesn't have another taunt here, although we do have Blizzard plus hero power to help clear with some of these other minions. But right now on board we have 8, 11, 15, 16 damage plus hero power is lethal, so our opponent is under the gun.
$30 an hour for a case. It's awesome. It's work today, but I can't.
Why? So our opponent did find a taunt minion, which means we no longer have lethal. So we can deal 2, 3, 7, 10. That sucks.
What to do?
2,
What to do?
6, 7. Yep. All this is awkward. All of this is awkward.
I wonder.
Really wish we had a silence here, a polymorph or meteor. So we could probably just end the game this turn or next turn. That felt like a Hail Mary play though. So we are going to have to do some work to clear it. I think I just missed an attack, but my rope was running and Brooke distracted me, so I apologize. Our opponent is not dead on board anymore because I did not attack there. So we can 8 him.
Well played.
We're gonna So I did miss an attack there, which is super awkward because my opponent should be dead. And things are now looking much, much worse. Much, much, much worse. Like, way worse. We do get to clear his whole board with this Corrupted Seer, though, which is great. Don't heal it, please. Okay. Actually, now things are even better. He committed another thing that dies to this Corrupted Seer. Should have played it first for actual value, but from this Corrupted Seer not killing my guys. But we committed lethal to the board again. Our opponent's gonna have to figure out the start of your turn.
One shot, one.
2, 4, 5. Our opponent is gonna be at 1, I believe, at the end of this turn. So dead to hero power, which is not a terrible place for us.
Well played.
No, I didn't hear anything you said.
I was in one.
No, I heard you trying to do stuff right now. So, awkwardly enough, our opponent's hero power is actually going to get it to keep him alive from our hero power. So we're going to have to draw some card that actually does something. We have a few that are quite good.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
For instance, Steam Surger gives us a Flame Geyser kills, Frostbolt kills, and right now we're looking like we might be killed in the next 2 turns. Yeah, that was a really good turn from our opponent. I will feel real bad if we lose this game now. And it's looking like it might happen. Well, things are looking awkward, boys and girls. We're no longer dead on board, but things are getting to the point where we will not be able to win the game with just the Flame Geyser if we don't draw it this turn. We won't be able to win the game with a Frostbolt if we don't draw it the next turn. Charge is not digging us out of this hole anymore. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 11, 12. So we are not dead to his current board position. Two, 4, 6, 11, 12. Now we are.
Well played.
So, oh well, we died. So after tilting off, losing that game that I definitely should not have lost, I went and took a shower, grabbed some food, landed some errands with Brooke, but now I think I'm going to continue that arena run that ended at 3-1 the last time we were playing. We lost to a pretty large punt, but we are going to recover and hopefully finish strong, because our deck is pretty great. Real quick, just going through the deck. Got a lot of good early game. Got a ton of removal. Got double Flame Geyser, double Frostbolt, double Polymorph, Blizzard, Corrupted Seer, Firelands Portal, and a bunch of medium to good guys. So I'm hoping that we should have a better result than normal with this arena run. Usually finish most arena runs, 6-3 or 7-3. Hoping to get to around the 8, 9, or 10 win rate. We didn't end up with any awesome legendaries, and we played against Mage twice. This is going to be the 3rd time now.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
So, expectation is they also have a lot of good removal. I'm going to, again, just mulligan away all these late game cards for more interactive early game cards. Opening hand with a pint-sized summoner is pretty great. It's going to lessen the sting of getting this Shimmering Tempest hero powered. We'll try and deploy that on a turn where our opponent would otherwise be playing a threat. So let's hope for no 1-drop from them. And then we can pint-sized summoner on turn 1. We definitely don't want to play this on turn 1 or 2 because it curves directly into our opponent just hero powering it off. At least there is some value from that, but we'd like to get it into play on a turn that it kind of throws off what our opponent's doing. Makes it so that they're using 2 of their 3 mana or 2 of their 4 mana, so they're not actually using that mana to play a threat.
I wonder.
Looks like we're playing in Slow Roll Mage, Blood Ek, the old turn 0 rope. Maybe I just need to greet him.
Hello.
Maybe that'll appease him enough to shift the turn. Yay, look at that. Worked out. Alright. Yep, we're going to go ahead and get this guy down. So this card is pretty absurd if you get to spend 1 or 2 turns with it in play. You can really start curving up. If he hero powers our Pint-Sized Summoner, I will probably play Earthen Ring, Farseer, and heal and smash. because that's 5 power on turn 2. That's pretty good. It's going to put our opponent under the gun, which is kind of what we want to be doing. We do have some of our more expensive spells in our hand right now with this Firelands Portal and Giant Mastodon. So hopefully we can draw some of our other 2 through 4 mana spells here in the early game. There we go. Opponent's playing again. So they did not. I'm going to go ahead and play the Tempest here, mostly because it's going to hopefully eat up our opponent's turn 3, which is fine. Obviously, it's not great because we could have been put in a position where we got to cast this above curve, on turn 2 rather than turn 3. But maybe this will give us a 3-mana spell. Oh, Glyph is fine. But that is definitely the 4-mana spell that we want there. Hindsight Summoner sneaking in a 3-mana 6/4. Again, this card is just insane if you have it in your opener. Pretty medium to bad throughout the rest of the game. But pretty incredible if you get to just untap with it on turn 2. If you go turn 2 into turn 3/4 drop, you're in great shape.
I wonder.
Obviously, this game we could have had it where we had a turn 1 2-mana spell, turn 2 3-mana spell, and turn 4 4-mana spell, which is going to be pretty tough for anyone to keep up with. But wow, and our opponent's taking another turn off here to just, I guess, build their hand, which it seems like great news for us. Let's go ahead and Glyph. 4-mana Blizzard's pretty good. Flame Geyser for free is pretty good. Looks like we're going to try and tempo our opponent out, so I am going to take the Blizzard because they are not being very interactive in these early turns. And I'd like to go ahead and put as much damage on them as possible. Part of me thinks their Glyph might have been a Flame Strike since they didn't do anything on their turn, which would be incredibly awkward to run another card into. But it would also be not great for us to not put something else in play, because if they just deal with this Midnight Drake, we're not really pressuring them very much. Really tempted to put the Worgen into play, but again, if this card ends up being the Flame Strike, what are the chances that my opponents do that 2 games in a row? Okay, we're just going to run it out there. Probably punted there by putting that on the end. Should have put it on this side to play around Meteor. Let's hope no Meteor. Oh, Cone of Gold. Yeah. Also could have. We didn't really have a way to play around that, so I'm okay with that. Let's see. So Blizzard is something our opponent could do this turn. We're just going to stay on curve and Kabbalist Tome, though.
Job's done.
Go ahead and develop our hand. If our opponent takes their turn off to kill our board, then we can also use our next turn to, develop our board a little bit. Either deploy a couple of secrets, maybe put Farseer into play. Hope is they don't have Blizzard or Flame Strike here. So it was Flame Strike. For some reason our opponent did decide to kind of cold us first, which actually worked out for us because it gave us a turn to just not add to the board and really get further ahead by Kabbalist Toming. Lucky for us. We do have the sweet combo of Master plus Earthring Farseer, which is awesome. And we're going to actually protect this Imp Master with Spellbender, because this Imp Master could put a lot of damage into play over the next few turns. Just between Imp Master plus Earthring Farseer. We also have a pretty good tempo play next turn. If he plays a threat that dies to Flame or Firelands Portal, then we get to kill his threat and put another threat into play, which is very, very powerful, especially in Arena. I mean, this card's even good enough to be a 2-of in pretty much any Mage constructed deck. So having it in Arena is a huge bonus. You guys might see Brooke behind me with large stacks of books. She's currently going through school, and it's clearly taxing,
A glorious invention.
but she's doing a good job. So, glad she's excelling. Don't really want to Firelands Portal this. I'm not crazy about blizzarding this either. So I think... So he will clear this with his hero power. The blizzard play is going to use our mana most efficiently. Although we could play Volcanosaur and hope to hit a taunt. Let's just
What to do?
Blizzard, heal, and don't think there was a really good way to play around Meteor. Yeah, because this one won't play yet. Eater Secrets is one hell of a card. Especially in Arena. Kinda almost wish I'd taken the one that we had seen. But at the same time, I'm happy with the pick we made. We haven't actually played against a lot of secrets yet. Now we have a real Blizzard, which this one is real good. So we're going to do that. Go ahead and start pressuring our opponent down. Got a lot of power in play now. 6 power out of 2 guys, 2 3-mana guys. I'm okay with that, spread across a lot of bodies. Got Firelands Portal to try and close out the game. Firelands Portal plus Flame Geyser. You can cast both of those spells, so that's 7 in hand plus 6 in play. That happens to be lethal, but of course our opponent has hero power plus cards in hand, so it's unlikely that we're going to win that way. More than likely, they deal with 1 or 2 of our threats, and I play Giant Mastodon next turn. That Eater Secrets, though.
What to do?
That Spellbender could have been very good, but I think we're okay with how things are going right now. Our opponent is thinking, so they have options. They do have 9 mana and approximately 1,000,000 cards in hand, so is that 7 cards? 6 cards. That looks like a pretty good Firelands Portal target. That is also a good Firelands Portal target. So what are we doing here? None of these look awesome. 2, 4. Alright, let's see what this gets us.
I see gold in your future. Of course.
Okay. We're not going to clear because our opponent's under the gun here to try and clear our board. We have quite a few bodies. Vaporize will end up cleaning up whatever they end up doing. Putting down our Mastodon that turn didn't seem great. They probably have enough power in play at that point. It's 3/6 plus 1. Conical is doing some work on us this game.
Let reading practice lie.
Alright. So I think I want this plus Flame Geyser to kill. Let's see. Both of these attacking into this plus hero power kills this. So I can deal with both. That would be the best. 4, 2. That leaves me with enough to hero power. Yeah, let's clear some minions, I guess. little Flame Elemental down. We're about even on cards, but we're ahead on board and way ahead in life, so good place to be. Our opponent has had a few good ones this game: Flame Strike, Psychotron, Eater of Secrets that did in fact eat a secret.
Oh shit. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
What to do?
Yeah.
What to do?
So hopefully we can almost kill our opponent this turn. We're getting close. Our opponent's definitely under the gun. Volcanosaur is probably going to create some issues for us, though. No taunt. No taunt. Alright, great. That works. Okay. So... Hey, that's a draw. That's a good one. So we're definitely going to want to do this. Put some face damage on our opponent. Probably ping. We can't ping. Can't be the target of spells or hero powers. Let's go ahead and put this guy down. We're definitely doing that. Do we want to go wide yet? We've already seen the Flame Strike. I'm going to say yes. Opponent is dead to everything in play except for the Flame Elemental, because we have hero power, so even this will be lethal.
Give
We
me a
shall see.
quest.
Questing. Flame Geyser. Plus ping. Plus attack. What you got? 2 mana spell.
An incredible
Alright, we got
discovery.
there.
Well played.
Had to play all the cards to get max XP, you know. Extra points. Gotta do all these. So we're 4-1, deck is great. Our opponent seemed competent that game, so a little more competent than we were in that last game anyway, where we literally punted lethal away. Pretty rough, pretty rough. Yeah, so Brooke's in school. She's working her butt off because she had her first class on Monday, and it is looking pretty intense. She's in nursing school and working full-time at the same time, so
You asked
life is
for it.
hard,
Oh,
but she's
it
gonna
is on.
make it through. I know she will. She's smart. She's a smarty pants. We're playing against Mage again. That's the 4th time in 5 matches. Again, I kind of want to mulligan the cards that are interactive early. It's pretty tempting to keep the Chemist, but because we have no early cards, I'm going to try and mulligan to at least one. We mulligan to a card that immediately dies to hero power, which is pretty garbage. And drew a 7 mana spell, so we have a bunch of cards we can't play yet. And our opponent has Mana Worm, so things basically could not be worse. I'm going to ping it, and then we're going to play Stonehill Defender, and then hopefully he attacks into it, and then we can ping it again. Our opponent has Coin plus 3 drop, that'd be bad.
Side effects? No.
Mistress of
Trust
Mixed.
me.
Blizzard is definitely going to take a lot of this pressure off us. Stonehill Defender looks about as good as it's going to get here. Psychotron is awesome in this matchup. Mostly being damage-based removal, and then having to use hero power to stack into this is good. Blizzard is just looking better and better. Not so good now, but okay. I'm okay with these things that are happening. Hopefully we can get our opponent to spend some mana on our Shimmering Tempest. If they don't, that's even better. We have Psychotron next turn. I imagine. Okay, yeah. So attacking him with both means that they can have some damage on the hatchling as well. And it looks like our opponent had to skip casting a spell because of using their hero power that turn, which is awesome for us. So we could probably get them to use their hero power again to kill the Psychotron. Hero power, then attack, which again would just be great news for us.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best. And all these cards that we got for free are awesome. Our opponent still has quite a few cards. They have 7 cards in hand to our 7 cards in hand. They are a little bit ahead on board. Now they're looking to be behind on board if they're just going to attack to trade with the Psychotron. Again, our plays are doing a good job of forcing them to use their hero power to offset their plays.
What doesn't broke you?
It's not a bad one. Okay. 6 mana. What do we want to do with it? If they want to clear this, they would have to attack with both of their minions and use their hero power. No, just attack with both their minions. But this would trade with both of their cards.
I wonder.
I'm kind of okay with. Yeah, I think we definitely want to do that. Our opponent's going to have to use a removal spell on it, and that's going to open us up to Volcanosaur the next turn. We're going to put some damage on the Husband Healer just to get him thinking. The 1 damage to the face isn't going to be relevant in the near future, but the 1 damage on the healer could have our opponent play differently. Possibly thinking we're setting up Flame Strike or something like that. Okay, well, at least we have a removal spell in play that trades with this. I don't think we have a removal spell that's actually going to help us get over that. But let's go ahead and see what this is going to deliver us in the meantime. Sure. Yeah, and I think we'll happily trade here. So, although we didn't lose the Drake, we are going to lose it to the hero power. I want to take the turn off to add to their hand. Probably ping, attack face. We have 10 damage a turn from this guy. So if we can just keep our opponent from really pulling too far ahead, this guy's going to close up the game really fast. Plus we have 13 damage in hand. So, yeah. So we have the option of clearing. Not a huge fan of that because we don't have a way to heal this right now.
I wonder.
So we can do this plus... Kind of like just Blizzard, attack, and ping.
Are you kidding me? This is still not good.
Yeah, check it out in a second. So right now, if we get to 3, 6, 8, 9, so if we just get to attack one more time, the game should be over.
So we have enough secrets.
Yeah, we did it. Just infinite burn in hand. Seems good. This card's busted. Volcanosaur, jeez. How unreal. That was pretty good. Undefeated against Mages. 5-1. So, it stings a little bit that we're 5-1. Could have been 6-0 if not for a pretty large punt. But we're going to keep it rolling here and jump into game number 7. Bless you, Brooke.
Thank you.
Hopefully we will not make any large mistakes. It stings a little more that I went back and I actually missed the second attack from the Worgen and an attack from the Taunt Minion as well. So, although that one attack from the Taunt Minion wouldn't have made much of a difference in the larger scheme of things, those aren't the kind of mistakes we used to make. So, let's not make as many of those as possible.
Yeah!
So, against Priest, Shimmering Tempest actually isn't as bad. as it is against, you know, Druid, Rogue, or any of the heroes that can actually deal damage early. I kind of like keeping both the Frostbolt and Shimmering Tempest. We'll pitch the Midnight Drake. Leatherclad Hog Leader, not exactly the card I wanted to mulligan to, but neither is Giant Mastodon the card that I want to draw on turn 1. But against Priest, some of our minions are going to get to do a little more work than normal. So hopefully Shimmering Tempest comes down, deals some damage, maybe defeats another minion, and trades with the hero power, and we'll be off to the races here. Did not have a 1 or 2 drop we wanted to put into play, which is awesome for us. So this Shimmering Tempest is looking pretty good. Again, he's still not committing to the board. I wonder what he's taking with this Shadow Visions. Shadow Visions is a pretty interesting card in the arena. I had it in my last Priest draft. The fact that you get to pick from among the cards that are in your deck means that you essentially get 2 copies of a usually pretty good card from your arena deck. And it's usually pretty flexible too, because you're usually only going to have removal spells in your deck to select from. So that's a pretty big win as far as that goes. Kind of awkward that he has this, but Murloc Tidehunter couldn't have come at a more opportune time. The fact that he's got to attack into my taunt minion with the trade is great, and hero power can finish off the Wasp. If he does not do that, then Kabbalist Tome is going to be awesome. I'm just going to get to untap into Kabbalist Tome, and the opponent's going to look pretty silly for not attacking. I guess the opponent... Oh, that's just gross. Yeah, that's really bad. None of this is good for me. Still looking like a Kabbalist Tome turn, the way that the board looks right now. Yeah, for sure. But losing the Shimmering Tempest there is a bad beat, for sure. Granted, it was a Shadow Madness. I guess I can't be too upset. He got a free card off of it, essentially. He gets another Shimmering Tempest. Yeah. Not the best. At least Corrupted Seer is going to be great. It looks like Leatherclad Hog Leader is going to be good for most of the game. Our opponent's hand is very full. Still hasn't coined yet, which is pretty interesting. Currently with 10 cards in hand. Our opponent getting the Shadowwood Painter 6 drop is awkward. So we've got 8 cards in hand. If we can kill this turn, we can actually have him overdraw, which is awesome for us. So 3, 6, okay, 3, 7. Don't really want to waste a Frostbolt on it, but at the same time, Firelands Portal is a little more important than playing it on a 2/3. I kind of like the idea of stranding my opponent with 2 1/2s and his coin, and burning one of his cards. So let's just see if we can push forward here. Alright, sure. I've seen worse.
Hand is too full.
Losing a Cabal Courier, that's rough.
Yeah,
So,
that's not a video.
so losing Cabal Courier on his draw step, now he's playing out some of his well-earned Flame Elementals. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. So Spellbender would have been good on that turn, but we didn't have it. We can Hogger this guy and Frostbolt the Temple Enforcer to buy us some time. Yeah, that seems great.
I wonder.
This will give us some time to set up for a bigger turn where we get to attack with both the 6/5 and a 5/4. Our opponent's already at 12, and although it would be nice to already have Spellbender in play to protect these bigger minions, our opponent is definitely pretty far behind. if he has to take his time to heal this on his turn, we're also setting back some of his plays, and we have Giant Mastodon to back it up. Alright, so he's letting us kill that. It appears that our game plan has been altered slightly. We are going to have to trade our free minion plus a Frostbolt for his 4/8. Hero power to kill this. So that's 2, 4, that leaves us 5 mana. We could either Kabbalist Tome, because we have 8 cards in hand, and put us at 9 cards, or we could add to the board. And adding to the board seems better. So let's go ahead and play this big bro.
You on the list?
These things. Alright. Backroom Bouncer. Currently a 5/4 for 4, not terrible. Again, would love to have the Spellbender in play. And I'll probably play it before the Giant Mastodon, just in case, because Mind Control is coming soon. So next turn is likely a Spellbender. Ooh, Ysera, jeez. What a sicko. So we can 11 him this turn. We need to deal 5.
Amazing.
Yeah, you get the WoW, sure. I don't know if my opponent is wanting me to try and trade into that thing or what, but we're definitely going face. Hopefully that's the deal 5 to all players. Alright, so Spellbender down. We're going to also taunt up this turn to protect these guys. And we'll take Stegodon. Yeah, we'll take Stegodon. And we'll hold this Midnight Drake for after the Kabbalist Tome, because that'll be a nice large Drake. Stegodon will get down and we'll steal it. So he's dead to both of these minions. Also not able to use a targeted removal spell to kill one of our guys because of Spellbender. So we seem like we're in good shape. Something awkward like a Reno could happen, I suppose. That would be terrible. I'm not entirely sure what my opponent intended to do with that attack. Holy Nova, sure. Okay, so it is Holy Nova. What is going on?
I'll take that.
So gets a 1/3. Okay, so our opponent is hoping for a dream here.
You have been.
All right, 6-1, and we beat Ysera, although our opponent was dead to turn past it, so it didn't matter too much. Still feels good, 6-1. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Yeah, so our deck's pretty great. Just a bunch of removal, a bunch of good dudes. Nothing amazing, but man, Firelands Portal is a busted card. Not even a real card. Volcanosaur also, I don't even know if you can legitimately pass that card if you see it. It's way above the curve for a 7-mana card. Like, even at worst, if you get, like, can't be the target of hero spells or abilities, and put 2 1/1s into play, like, that is just insane for a 7-mana 5/6. But then, add on top of that, you have attack buffs, toughness buffs, possible Wind Fury. I mean, all that's just insane. So, I don't know why that card is as low a rarity as it is, but it is pretty unreal. It's kind of cool. You can also see with the Hearthstone tracker the rarity of each of the cards in my deck over here to the right. It shows
You
you
asked for it.
by the gems. Clearly, we don't have any legendaries, but we're doing just fine without them. So Flame Geyser is great against Paladin. It's our first time playing against Paladin on the ladder so far, or on this arena run. Because the 1/2 outclasses his hero power the rest of the game, and it's much better than having to use our hero power and being set back turn after turn to continue removing them. So I think I'm going to mulligan everything but the Flame Geyser. Hopefully it actually kills a guy and then also gets to trade with his hero power a few times. Alright, so Pint-Sized Summoner is great, but not great if you don't have any minions to cast. Hopefully no spell from our opponent. We just draw a 3-drop. Ooh, okay, we drew a 4-drop. So I don't know if I actually want to deploy the Pint-Sized Summoner yet. Because hypothetically, I could hold it. And we're getting on. Alright, we're doing this. Let's do big things. Pretty cool that our Flame Geyser does not lose us any cards from hand to continue growing our Drake.
Autograph?
Flame Geyser is freaking awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Things are looking rough for our opponent.
Holy light!
I am not going to play the Flame Elemental because Midnight Drake's going to be a little bit larger.
Out of my
And it looks like we're going to need that. Alright, so things are looking pretty good for us. Midnight Drake and Kodo on curve. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to kill Pint-Sized Summoner because he probably should have done it that turn. I'm not going to attack in because that means he can just attack it back and kill it.
Delicious!
Interesting. Okay. Pretty good one from the opponent. Usually I am not a huge fan of wasting a Frostbolt like this, but given the circumstances, he would be way ahead since we're not really putting anything into play that beats that card. I guess we can really just hope that he plays something that dies to Kodo this turn. Hopefully it's not just hero power.
Hide from me.
And he didn't, so that's not awesome.
by the holy light.
Play this. We'll play this. Going to ping here and attack face. At this point, Pint-Sized Summoner is losing some value. We're okay if we lose it here. Probably trade this off and trade this off with hero power. Kodo's going to have value later on in the game for sure. I am not too worried about that. I do like the idea of putting this into play. And attacking with both these into Grow. Because if he wants to trade with this, he's going to have to attack with both, and then we can hero power away the Ancient of Blossoms.
You pay, I protect.
That was pretty horrific for us. This might be the second time we leaked through this cards. Pretty insano. Alright, let's do this action.
Need something unusual?
Yeah, it's about as good as it gets. 5 mana, 5/6.
Not on my watch.
Just getting taunted out this game. Things are looking rough. Wow. If there was a game we were going to lose, it's looking like this one.
Out of my jungle.
Okay, alright. Well, that's something. Let's use this to try and clear, hopefully, this guy. Yep. So, Primordial Drake is going to do next to nothing. Yeah, next to nothing. I'm going to need for some miracles to happen this game. Blizzard would be a good one. Blizzard would be a great one. Hit me in the face. It hurts. Stop. We get to put our Mastodon into play. And hopefully Primordial Drake will clean up the rest. Actually, this is much better.
Well played.
So we get to kill here.
By the holy light.
Here. And heal this up.
Eyes are open.
We had the option of mana binding that turn. I don't think that
By
would
the
have been
holy
necessarily
light.
better. If he's got a creature buff,
Join or
cultist.
die, or both.
Yeah, that's still not great for us. We're again behind on board and now behind on cards in hand. Hopefully, all he plays is a bunch of stuff that just dies to Primordial Drake. Wow. The draws. Okay,
Reporting
I'm all right
for
with
duty.
all these things.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah.
By the holy light.
Okay, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Next turn we have either Mastodon or Rockpool Hunter plus Mana Bind plus hopefully something else.
Look!
This card's great. Cannot complain about that card.
It's boom o'clock!
His draws have not been bad though. I like his attitude too, man. This guy is. He likes the BM, that is for sure. I'm gonna go for Wind Fury and hopefully he can't be targeted. That sucks. Either +1/+1 or stealth. Let's make sure we get the value out of this guy. Now our options are attack here and face.
By the holy
Yeah, I
light.
think I like that.
By the holy
And Mana
light.
Bind.
By the holy light.
Hopefully he has Lay on Hands. That would be the sickest. Just Lay on Hands for free. Please, that'd be great. That definitely could have been better. Don't get taunt, please. No taunt. Okay. Just be dead to
By
my
the holy
gigantic
light.
dinosaur, man.
The victory is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, seems reasonable. Yeah, like I said, this card's totally real. Alright. 7-1. Deck seems reasonable. Should be 8-0. But I'm a baddie. What can I say? Let's keep on keeping on. This arena format's so much better than it used to be before they made it standard. The old arenas were just wild. Like, literally every single card in Hearthstone was a possibility to draft. And that really increased the amount of variance in the format because you literally have no idea what your opponent could possibly have.
I will fight.
But now that it's
with
switched to
asked
standard,
for it.
I think things are much, much better. A lot more fun, a lot more controllable as far as your own destiny. You know, you can kind of draft decks around certain things. They also changed how often some cards show up, which was also good for power creep, because some of those cards were just too good at common. This hand is awesome. Look at that. That is a good early curve. And Midnight Drake just loves being in our hand early, and I love that it loves to be there. That's sick. Alright. Let's see if we can get to 12, guys. 12 would be awesome,
Reporting
right?
for duty.
Half of me wants to just ping, the other half says play this. Yeah, we're playing this. Almost always better to get on the board and to set yourself back by using hero power if it's like a minimal difference. Since we don't lose the hunter to his 2/1/1s, I'm okay with just getting the hunter into play. I was hoping he would hero power, but he did not. Stonehill Defender is going to be great to deal with his little 1/1 army that he's slowly crafting. I probably will still clear one of his minions after playing Stonehill Defender. Our opponent has another play. Wow.
Reporting for
Yeah,
duty.
now I'm definitely clearing, because now all three will have to trade into the Stonehill Defender. Let's just see what we get first.
Out of my jungle!
Kinda liking the Abomination. Our opponent is for some reason going very wide. Kinda adds to our burden plan. Although Lord of the Arena, not a bad one.
What to do? What to do?
Going a step further, Rathian is also not bad. At least draws a card. I think we've drawn our only dragon in the deck. Abomination combos pretty well with our hero power, though.
Time runs out on me.
Opponent has 4 cards in hand. Well, we don't have a 6 mana play. We do have multiple 5 mana plays. Let's take the one that draws a card. Let's go with these guys. Because now he's kind of stuck trading his board for not killing my guy, so he's probably just not attacking this turn. Unless he's got a way to pump his team. Doesn't. That tangle. Okay. I continue just picking off little dorks and hopefully he doesn't draw a card, and he didn't. Seems good to me. Our giant Drake is going to get to kill off Nat. Nice adapt, bro. Looks like you got there. What a play. This card is pretty good, though. I mean, 4 mana, 3/4 that adapts all recruits. Not as good as the Murloc one, the 4 mana evolve all Murlocs. Jeez, that card's busted.
Let me think.
Poisonous. Okay, I see things happening here. Alright. I don't want to use Frostbolt here if I don't have to. I might have to because attacking here. And I could Frostbolt there, but then we're stuck not casting any other spells. Probably still worth it. Yeah. We can protect the Rathian next turn, or sorry, the Midnight Drake with Rathian next turn. And plus it's a gold legendary. How did we not just snap this off to begin with? Golden legendary? Jeez. Cannot get much better. Be something that just dies to Rathian. Okay. Opponent's got to get way lucky. Actually got pretty lucky. Fair enough. Rathian's still going to be good on this board. Rathian's still going to be good on this board. Happy with the way things are working out right now.
I must remain.
Boom. Say what's up to my legendary that drew a card that sucks. Let's see. We are currently 100% win rate versus Paladin, right? It's like best possible. Opponent trading the board in.
Brothers,
Did not play an elemental last turn. Plays straight into Firelands portal. This almost feels like not fair. Oh my gosh. 4/7? How is this still a common? Like, surely this card is in, like, 85% of the undefeated decks from the arena. This card's, like, unreal. 6, 8. Yeah, that seems good. Or we can... Yeah, we're just gonna make the plays that are most efficient. This guy down. Look at that! We've got more cards, more guys, more life. Things are going our way, that is for sure. What do you need help with? Oh, okay, yeah. Absolutely. Our opponent has got to have some fire to get back in this game. Yep. I will gladly trade my hero power for that guy. And put another dude that makes it so my opponent can't win the game in play. So, Harpy is lethal with my hero power. And this is a game we didn't even draw Volcano Sword. Like, that's, you know, that seems unreasonable.
Follow the rules.
Okay, alright, good deal.
You can't
Opponent
hide
is
from
still
me.
dead, right? 4, 6, 7, 8. Not quite dead. Alright, let's see if we can find some lethal. That's not lethal. Alright. Don't want to necessarily get ourselves in a position where we just lose to random garbage. So what can we do? We can kill this guy. Four, 6, 7, 8. Put him at 1. Yeah, I think I'm actually okay with this white face.
To my command.
Alright, so again, he's dead to every minion in play. So he's got to either gain some life. Ooh. Okay, alright, well, this could randomly be insane. Don't be lay on hands. Wow.
Amazing.
Spike Ridge Steed targeting the opponent's minion. Always awkward. Always awkward. Alright, sweet. Alright, and we're going to continue our run here. Again, 8-1 with our sweet Mage deck. It's now late in the day. I took another break for a little bit. Madison's hanging out here somewhere. Brooke's on her way home from studying. And we're going to try and finish out our arena run here in the next, hopefully, 30 to 45 minutes. Hopefully we can play some quick games where we just kill our opponent quick. We're up against Paladin, which is great. I think the decks we've played against so far in this arena run are pretty indicative of the decks that do well.
You asked for it.
Lots of Paladin, lots of Mage. These are the decks that are actually quite good right now. So, obviously you get a lot of good removal here. You get cards like Steed in the Paladin deck, a lot of good buffs. Lost in the Jungle's not a bad one if your opponent isn't just racing you down in that game. So, Lost in the Jungle is a good one if he's got the 4-mana guy. Unfortunately, he doesn't have coin, so even if he's able to keep one extra guy in play for the rest of the game, I don't think he's actually going to be able to evolve any of them. We are going to get to attack them in hero power, his minions down all the way through up until the turn that he plays his evolved Stegodon guy. I don't know
What?
but
They fell off the
the card's
truck.
pretty good. Alright, so I think this is a good time to just clear here. Play our Worgen. We had the option of our Earthen Ring Farseer and heal, but Worgen is going to clean this up if he doesn't have blessings, and he has blessings. So I think he's got really awkward. really, really awkward. That's not good. Tempted to just let him have my dragon. The dragon trade is not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, I think we want to do that. Hopefully he doesn't just attack here. If he does attack there, I think I probably still clear his guy. Blessings was really good there. Jeez. Really, really good there. Wow, he's going to clear my guy. Okay. We are going to throw caution to the wind and... Are we going to? I feel like our hand's pretty good. It's not great. Let's evaluate where we're at. We have a lot of removal left in our deck. We haven't drawn any yet. I think we can actually handle a slower game here.
What to do?
He has something that's gotten
What
buffed.
to do?
I don't know. This could be, I mean, worst case scenario, he faces us and plays a taunt. Yeah, we're gonna slow the game down. This looks like the kind of game where we need to get a head on board.
Truth is my
Because he is doing things that are keeping us from doing that. Alright. So we do have Frostbolt. It's not going to be as good here as it has been.
I wonder.
It's really awkward because he takes us off our whole turn. And he gets to have the initiative. Sucks that that's the one that got buffed. So we get to ping Frostbolt trade. Or alternatively... No, that looks like the only real play here. Yeah, we don't really have another option. We're going to go ahead
One's out on me.
that play. Because anything else kind of leaves us behind. So, we have a lot of good spells in hand. Hopefully some of these can take over here soon. Flame Geyser off the top would be awesome to trigger the Steam Surger for the next turn.
Lightning strikes
Oh god. Well, that is a situation that is handled handedly by a Polymer. So we'll get the wow out of that one, I'm sure.
Eyes are open.
Better lucky than good. We aren't exactly ahead. Our opponent has a lot of cards. We aren't really ahead on board. He has Steed. This is one of the main reasons to be Paladin, because that card's just insane.
Reporting for duty.
Stonehill Defender, also insane in the Paladin deck. Not so great in our deck, but we will take it, I think. I think that's going to be our play here. Yeah.
Out of my jungle.
And grab this. Yes. Okay. So we're trying to get back board parity. We are not necessarily super far behind right now because he may be able to trade off and kill this thing. Unless he's just got all the pump in the world, it looks like. Wow, look at that. That is just wild. We need that other polymorph like right now. Right now would be great.
Reporting for duty.
Maybe we'll just rattle off this Ballast Tome. Hope to hit. Yeah, it didn't exactly hit. We can almost set up a Vaporize that is worth something, but unfortunately, if he is smart, he will just attack with this first. That doesn't even really fix our problem here, because this thing is going to poop out two 2/6 Stegodons with Taunt. So we do have a Pyroblast now, so the burn plan is an option to us. I'm going to play this and just end my turn. Now he's kind of set up to have to attack this with his sheep, so he doesn't lose the Vaporize, which is good for us. I will take that. That is not what I really want off of a mirror entity. That's about as bad as it gets, really. Yeah. About as bad as it gets. Probably wanted this one much more. Definitely. For sure.
Reporting for
Things are
duty.
starting to look a little hairy here. And he gets 3 pumps out of that guy. Well, there's a Polymorph, which is great. We'll go ahead and do that. And now we have to deal with this guy. And we don't really have a good way to do it. So I guess we could incentivize our opponent to trade with our backroom bouncer so he doesn't get a second activation. which I am good with. This is just not going the way I want it to. Alright. Okay, so we're going to need to turn this game around somehow, but with this guy living through another turn, it's going to be really hard to beat multiple minions getting buffed every turn. Oh my gosh, triple Spike Ridge Steed. Wow. Yeah, we don't have another polymorph left. We don't have a good way to get our opponent down from his current life total. This is looking bad. This can pick off a minion with that. We'll play that and hope to pick up another polymorph off of this Shimmering Tempest, which, you know, is super slim odds, but we're gonna try and pick it up anyway. I suppose next turn we have Pyroblast to kill this, but that is so weak when it just gets a Stegodon afterward.
Follow the rules.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think we're going to catch up this game. Our opponent is so ridiculously far ahead, and we're not capable of putting damage on him right now to make this Pyroblast do anything. Well, Meteor helps. Does clear this. Does get this 8, 10. We do have Giant Mastodon next turn. We're going to trade here. Alright, Vaporize is actually a good one. We might be able to stabilize if things break our way. Holy crap, yeah. Just not happening this time. Alright, 8 and 2. Their deck was so good. Just look at what they had going on here. They played triple Spike Ridge Steed, Dino Size, Volcano Sword. Wow, their deck was pretty great. They didn't really have any bad cards besides this Lost in the Jungle. But, yeah, well. Can't really complain because their deck was real good. I don't think you get to 8-2 without having a pretty good deck. His deck was just bonkers, though. Alright, let's run it back again. Maybe this is going to be over faster than I wanted it to be. But sometimes that is life. Let's see if we can rattle off another win here. Okay, Hunter. So, name of the game here is keep your life total high. We will probably play more of a defensive role in this game than we have in previous games. Not so much trying to play to our opponent's face as much as just making sure that we're stabilizing the board enough to keep our life total high. Flame Geyser is great for that, so that was a good pickup. We have a nice little curve here to get us into the mid game, hopefully. All right. Flame Geyser plus Steam Surger is awesome. I think that's almost the first time we've gotten to do that. Maybe we did that in one of the earlier games. But we did not do these awesome things right there. Igneous Elemental is a good one. Alright, we'll incentivize him to trade. It sets up Steam Surger. If he trades, then we still get our Steam Surger with Flame Geyser. If he does not trade, we'll probably end up trading or pinging to pick his guy off. But more than likely, just... yeah, that's... not awesome. Okie dokie. So his 3-drop's going to trade for our 4-drop. don't really see a better option. We could play Cabal Chemist, but that passes up on the flame guys, the 3 flame guys that we get. So I think I will just go ahead and allow him to trade with me. Again, we're just trying to make sure that we keep our life total high, and the more trades that we incentivize him to do, it's better for us. I can't see him not making the trade here, knowing that we got a Flame Geyser. So, if he goes space, that's actually almost better for us, because we do have Flame Geyser plus ping plus play the token. I will happily take that.
X marks the spot.
Things are happening, that is for sure. Yeah, he's trading. Alright. Kind of tried to go wide. So we will join him in this and play Shimmering Tempest. So we got lots of little bodies going on. Anything he touches with this Blood Cell Raider will cause it to get killed by this Flame Geyser, so that's pretty awesome. I'm okay picking up a free card off the Shimmering Tempest, trading for one of these guys. Just hope for no Unleash the Hounds here. Grievous Bite. That was actually pretty good. Alright. 0 power. Don't play another guy, please. Grievous Bite was better than I think I've ever seen it. Yeah, like I said, better lucky than good. Sometimes you draw them from the top. We're set up really nicely to follow up with this Firelands portal, which awkwardly enough kills his 6-mana 5/5. And from here, our opponent is going to be very hard pressed to catch back up. We got to kill his guy and put another guy into play, which outclassed his guy to begin with, so no pirates here. With a Hungry Crab. We're going to do everything we can to just control his board at this point. Let's start off with the Chemist.
Drink the power.
This could be good later. Don't really care to use it right now. Just get this guy down. He's going to be a big clock. Alright. Multi-shot. Could not have gone better for us. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we're going to attack with this awesome app is amazing. So this could be misdirection, freezing, explosive that we would care about. So we're going to lead with this in case it is freezing. It was explosive. That was the worst possible thing to happen, but I think we're going to be alright. Again, our opponent's having to play super reactively now. We've put the aggressive deck on the back foot, which is exactly where you want to be against decks like Hunter or Rogue. You want to make them play the defensive role, and that means you can keep your life total high and be able to beat them down while they're trying to get back on the board.
I dream.
Ysera, that's the second Ysera we've played against this arena run. I hope we can beat it this time, because our opponent is not dead to the blast, so let's see what we get off this Ball of Stone. That Fireball's pretty good, that Firelands Portal's pretty good, so let's just get him to the face. Let's see, if we Fireball him this turn, then he's dead to Geyser plus shot, or Firelands Portal plus shot. Let's go ahead and put him low. So our opponent's dead to all of our minions in play, dead to multiple cards in our hand. Basically, we just have to hope he doesn't gain life somehow. which usually is not in the Hunter repertoire. And
Well played.
we got there. That's 2 Ysera's beat. Alrighty, we get to keep soldiering on down at 9-2. Our poor Hunter opponent was slain, even though we had a second Ysera to beat that game. I'm pretty sure that at some point Squeakers is going to open that door and unleash the gates to that loud washing machine again, but I think we're going to survive if that happens. But so far our deck has been pretty sweet. Just a bunch of good removal, a bunch of good guys. Kind of the recipe for success on the arena ladder here. We also have a pretty sweet looking start. Looks like we have Pint-Sized Summoner, Rockpool Hunter, and Raging Worgen.
I will fight with honor.
Plus Frostbolt.
You asked for it.
I don't know that we can ask for a better start. So I'm going to keep all these cards. And maybe we draw a Bilefin Hunter to go with this Rockpool Hunter. If not, I'm not going to be upset about it. The fact that we get to go Pint-Sized Summoner into Raging Worgen should be awesome. Yeah, this is looking great. Let's hope that our opponent doesn't have a 2-3. He doesn't. Oh my gosh, things are looking real good for us here.
Coming through.
So we have the option of hitting face, and our opponent might not attack into this. I think our opponent is priced into attacking into this. If he has pump, he might be able to trade, but
Coming through.
I think I am just going to go face. Like, the upside of this possibly living a turn and enabling the Worgen is so high that I really want to make that happen. And again, that's probably entirely wrong. Probably should have just taken my lump and should have just traded. Lesson learned, everybody. Always trade. That was terrible. That feels real bad. Alright, we're just going to get the big bodies on the board. Try and get our opponent real low, because now I'm feeling like we're going to lose this game due to a punt. And things don't feel very good when that happens. So let's just pile on the pressure. Get our opponent go as quick as possible. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have a lot of good control elements in his deck.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
I am. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. How do we want to do this? So I said I don't want him to have control elements,
What to do?
and he
What
plays
to
2 cards
do?
that beat my creatures in combat. So that's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. So we're gonna attack here, hope that this guy does not hit our 5-4 here. Hopefully it attacks into this and hits our Imp Master. So probably his best odds. That is terrible for us. This is all bad news. He's going for the high variance play and gets punished.
Holy light!
Whoops.
Alright, so if we ping, play our taunt guy. I think we're just going to try and keep our pressure on by making some dudes, getting on the board, trying to stay ahead of our opponent. We do have a lot of burn left in our deck, double Flame Geyser, Frostbolt, and Firelance Portal. Really? Oh, that is just not good for us. especially because we kind of wanted this Stonehill Defender to hold down the fort. Let's see what we get off of this guy. Yep, none of these are really great here. We'll go with...
I wonder.
kind of want something that'll continue to deal damage. I'm going to take Senjin, and if I play this, he's going to be incentivized to attack it, and I can kill his guy with the ping. Alright, let's hope that we get lucky here. We're going to need to close off this game pretty fast, because our opponent's deck is looking pretty strong. That equality, although he didn't get max value out of it, well, actually our opponent might, for some reason, have allowed this to live.
Reporting for duty.
Not entirely sure what's going on here.
Ungoro belongs
Wow.
to
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you kind of priced him to killing that here.
Victory is
Awesome. Well, guys, sometimes you make a mistake and your opponent pays you, so that's awesome. That is sick. Alright, sitting at 10-2 now. 12 is within our grasp. Looking all the way back to that punt in Game 4. Super upset about that still, but I guess we would have played against different opponents on the way up this arena run, so... But that punt was a real bad one. Real bad. So, it's going to stick with me for a while. But let's hope we can rectify that by still getting to 12 wins. 10-2 right now. We may get to that coveted 12-win spot. Looking pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. I wonder what... Okay, now it's another Mage. So we're 100% against other Mage decks, which is...
versus Jane.
Let's hope that's a good sign. Let's hope it's not our time to die. I'm gonna keep the Worgen, mulligan all these slow cards. Hopefully be the aggressive deck here. Coin out this Worgen and be ultra aggressive, I think. So our opponent mulligan 2 cards. Hopefully their hand is just a bunch of garbage and we get them dead while they're hanging around not doing anything. As we get higher up in the ladder ranks, or sorry, in the arena ranks, 10-2, I imagine that a lot of our opponents are going to have legendaries, because it usually takes a little bit of that and a little bit of luck to get to this point. So I want to get them dead as quickly as possible, more so than earlier on in the arena run where it appeared that most of our opponents were either playing poorly or their decks were about as medium as ours. I think I'm still going to play the Worgen. Playing this, I don't know, playing this guy's not terrible because it does offset their turn if they decide to hero power. We still get to play the Worgen into an empty board. I think I am going to play this, save the coin. We'll still get to play Worgen next turn, and if they don't clear this, then we're probably in a good position to use this plus Flame Geyser to kill his guy. No, looks like we're getting the value out of our Shimmering Tempest. I'm going to call that time off for now. Alright, so I like Worgen. So Worgen could be a really, really good one on this empty board. It's worth 8 damage until he just kills it. So let's see. Can't complain about having this. So because we got to save coin, we may get this Wind Fury Harpy out a turn early, which could prove to be pretty awesome for us. Alright. So our opponent is trying to do things that don't matter too much, which is definitely good news. So we have Flame Geyser plus Ping to kill this, and then we can just play the Elemental, which is probably fine. Yeah, And I guess best hope is that we draw Steam Surger next turn to rebuy our Flame Geyser. We did have the option of coining out Pint-Sized Summoner, but now that we're getting into the later game, hopefully this coin's gonna make a big turn happen. All right, pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and I think now is the time for the Harpy. He doesn't have a clean way to kill it, so if he ends up fireballing this, I think I'll be okay with that outcome. I think this is our first game having Harpy in play. Oh, that's gross. Now he has a clean way to kill it. Yeah, this card's just freaking amazing. It really is. Really, really good card. Alright. Don't really want to Meteor to that. I want to hold that for something that matters more than a 5/4 and a 1/2. But Polymorph is equally as valuable.
What to do?
We could play
What to
Stonehill
do?
Defender, and then if he attacks into this, this is going to be set up to be killed by the Meteor. So hopefully their next play
Out of my
will...
jungle.
Yeah, we're going to take this Insano Bog Creeper. And now we can deploy our Pint-Sized Summoner, attack, and ping. Could have played around Meteor ourselves by moving the Stonehill Defender to one side or the other.
Say hello
But
to my
we
little
did not.
Hello.
Alright. So we got ping here and then Meteor. That also is not bad. So attack ping was just 6.
I wonder.
Coming through.
Nope, I'm happy with the Meteor this turn.
Coming through.
Hopefully we get a better turn out of Pint-Sized Summoner than that, but I think getting ahead on the board was important there.
And now, for my next
Gross. And Meteor still looks like it would have been good here, so still not sure if that was correct. But 6/11. We only have 10. Alright, gotta put this down. Is it time to let go of the Summoner?
Coming through.
So we have 6 more damage in our hand. Still not getting our opponent dead. Let's go ahead and just protect our investment here. I was trying to commit more to the board. Hopefully they have like a fireball that they're going to try and use on this Bog Creeper, and the Spellbender is going to protect it. I don't know if they'd play around it at this point. Yeah, I mean, that's actually not terrible for us. Meteor. Oh, that is just the worst. That could not have actually gotten worse. That was just terrible. Everything just went bad. Alright. That was actually terrible. Alright. Let's get our guys in play now. We're going to have to do some work here, boys. Cone of Cold into Meteor. If he had Meteored first, it would have dealt 3 damage to my Bog Creeper, and he would have had to trade essentially his good minions for it. And instead, he got to just play 2 spells from hand and kill it. We do still have some gas left in the tank. We have Chemist, Kabbalist Tome, Polymorph.
I
So we're not too bad off. We are tied on the life race, but he hasn't had his combat step yet. 2 mana Polymorph seems good.
For this.
Okay. Alright. Our opponent is kind of trying to smork us down now. This is never where you want to be. Never, never where you want to
I'm
be.
warning you. I'm unstable.
Alright, Kabbalist Tome. Really hoping for a Flame Strike there. We do get to gain some life off of this armor. Maybe catch back up with Firelands Portal.
What to do?
This stupid
What
volatile
to
elemental
do?
is going to end up being quite good. I think we've got to stem the bleeding some. So he's going to do that for us. What are we doing next turn? Next turn with this plus
Time
this.
runs out on me.
Yeah, he's probably going off base, so I don't really want to let him keep this. I think here, though. Alright, we'll do this. Our opponent's more incentivized to attack with this and ping to clear, which would be not terrible for us. Yeah, he ended up going base. I mean, worst case scenario, we die this turn. That would be really bad, but I don't think I was winning.
To Northrend.
Got more? Okay, yeah. Opponent's deck is, doing kind of what we want to do, just get ahead and... No! Oh, that is the worst. Alright. Okay, boys and girls, we finish our run at 10-2. Maybe we could have played that game a little bit differently, but in the end, the Cone of Cold into Meteor turn was enough to seal our fate there. I guess we will check out what our sweet prizes are for going 10-3. Could have asked for a better result, but again, I am still thinking about that loss back in the 4th round. I can't play perfectly all the time, and clearly I can't play exceptionally well most of the time. So, all right, well, I guess we got some stuff. That's not too bad. Thanks for watching this arena run. Hopefully the next one's better.